Hey kids, we thought we'd do a once a week crafting with Miss Mary and Miss Chris. So today we've got our supplies to make a homemade maraca. And what you're going to need is you're going to need 2 plastic spoons, a small plastic Easter egg. Maybe you have those laying around. Maybe Mom can help you find one of those. I don't think you're going to find them in the store though.
It might be a little late.
And your choice of bean or popcorn or lentils or rice. Anything that would make a nice swishy sound for a maraca. Some tape. We're using masking tape, and my husband thinks this is drafting tape. Just something that's a neutral color so you'll have a base to color it when you get done. And some decorating items.
I have Sharpies. Miss Chris has washi tape.
Yeah. You could also use watercolor markers.
Maybe. You could probably
depending on the
paint.
Paint would work as well. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our choice of rattle material. Ours is lentils. You don't need a whole lot. You don't want it to be so full that it doesn't make a nice rattly sound. Thank you, Miss Mary. About like that. Looks like maybe
about half full.
Half full.
That way, depending on what size your egg is,
needs to be a pretty small egg.
You need to fill the egg halfway.
Do that? Doesn't that sound fun?
I guess you could just end your craft there, and you could have, what do they call them when they're not attached to sticks?
Oh goodness, you caught me off guard. I don't really know.
You have a shaker. That's what we're going to call it.
Now, the first thing you want to do is tape your seam closed so that while you're working with it, if you press it, you don't pop it open and lose all your shaking material.
Or later while you're having fun, it doesn't pop open.
So take your tape and go around the seam so that it doesn't pop open. And if you're smart, you'll go ahead and tear off some. I'm having trouble putting mine on without popping it open, so I just popped mine open. Tear off some. Go around the seam so that little egg does not come open. If you don't go around all the way, that's okay, just so long as you're most the way around so that it doesn't pop open. Then you're going to take your egg, and I would put the point down so it'll fit in the spoon a little bit better. And you're going to put them together and hold them with one hand. You know what, before you do that. Well, yes, you could have a friend help. That works. Thank you, Miss Mary.
You're welcome.
It always helps when you have a friend doing crafts with you.
Or maybe if you don't have a friend over, maybe you have a sibling or a mom or
your dad.
Dad's making crafts too.
All right, she's holding the top part. I'm going to tape the 2 handles together.
I believe in you. One of the good things about this craft is if you let your children use the tape, it works on their fine motor skills. So especially for your younger elementary kids, this is going to be a good skill set for them. It's going to prepare them to work on their handwriting. Most kids don't like practicing their handwriting, but when you give them a task like this, it's going to help them work on those fine motor skills, and their handwriting is going to get better because they got to play with tape. But we won't tell them that this is working on their fine motor skills. We'll just let them play.
You know, Miss Mary, at my age, even my fine motor skills need some work.
You could also do it with your elderly parents to work on their fine motor skills.
Keep those muscles active. All right, see how I'm just working my way down the handle of the spoon? And we'll set this aside so we can get Miss Mary started on hers.
One of the things I'm doing is I know that some of my little darlings at church like to pick at things sometimes.
Oh, you're going to
And
hold it out?
yeah, one of the things I did was I put the seam of my tape at the back of the spoon So as they rattled and shook and played, they weren't going to be picking at that tape, and there wasn't going to be beans later on in the house.
Oh, okay.
You know, that's always being bad when that happens.
Oh dear. She has her daddy's sense of humor.
A craft video and a joke video at the same time. How's your fine motor skills working there?
Working pretty good. Yeah, all right. Now, we both can now just continue to tape. You want to cover up so that you can't see the egg. You can't, so that you can't tell it's egg and spoons.
Oh, I guess I didn't need to worry about this scene then.
Nope.
Maybe I should have read the instructions before we started.
It's okay. I'm going to do mine in bits because I'm not quite as good at wrapping as she is.
I've worked on my fine motor skills with the preschoolers.
If you had wider tape, that also might work a little better than the skinny tape.
I don't know. I think sometimes the skinny makes the curves a little better.
Do you think?
Yeah.
The paper that I got this idea from said to use duct tape, but I have used duct tape before, and I find it very hard.
I don't really know what's happening. I would like to discuss with the creators of the tape the interesting aspects of taking linear objects around cylindrical objects.
It's not going to be perfect.
Oh, okay.
It's just, you just want to get it covered so that you don't see the egg.
I guess it keeps the egg from slipping out as well.
Yes.
Hmm.
You're going to decorate it, so if you don't think it looks pretty right now, that's okay, because you're gonna decorate it. If you'll go at an angle, I think it'll help you get. That's not the problem?
I didn't like the wrinkles, so I'm trying a new approach.
Oh,
Clearly
see,
we
I'm
haven't tried
ignoring
this.
the wrinkles.
Where's your trial? Yeah.
Looked very easy.
Well, Pinterest should have taught us that objects that look easy are not always easy.
This is out of the cubby book. Let's be a craft for 3s and 4s.
Yeah. I've heard that before. It's disastrous.
Oh yeah, that's okay. I'm liking how mine's turning out. You know,
I'm liking the vertical approach.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Yes.
You know, as long as you're happy with your craft, that's what's important.
It's art.
It is.
And
It's
I was
art.
telling you,
That's
let them
right.
express themselves through
That's
art.
right. I've almost got my handle covered, Miss Mary.
I'm always covered completely.
Oh well. Yours is gonna take place. That's right.
Just talking smack.
I think really this is going to be an activity that'll go for all ages, don't you think, Miss Mary? I mean, because it's got a level of difficulty that some of you little kids might need the older brothers and sisters' help.
Big sister all the way up to grandparent.
That's right. That's right. So Mama or Miss Wendy, if you're out there, you can make one with them.
I can see Miss Prissy doing this.
I
What
could
is
see
crap?
Miss Prissy doing this. Okay, now I'm going to go vertical.
See, I'm telling you,
Going
then
from the
you
top.
can go, yeah, you can kind of loop down and then see how I did that.
Oh, I like that. I'm going to try that.
And then I'm going to go around the edge one last time. Do you want my masking tape?
Well, I think I may have to. I lost the end of, oh, there it is. The end of my tape. And I thought that one would fracture and splinter. It helps if your tape is not as ancient as mine is.
You know, sometimes I think we really probably could have just added a little, like, couple lines here. I don't know. Yeah. Just make the craft your own.
Well, the instructions didn't say how much tape to put on. They just said to cover it to where you couldn't see the spoon.
I suppose if you were just really feeling crafty, you could dip it in plaster of Paris.
I wouldn't do that.
It's a craft video for another time.
Okay, when you're satisfied with how it looks, then you begin to decorate, evidently. Now what do we want to do with it?
Okay, so as you see, we've finished. We kind of decorated each of ours a little differently. One of the things I like about these is I was concerned it was going to be kind of loud and slightly obnoxious rattle, but if you have younger kids that are sleeping or a husband that works shift work, or maybe you just don't like a lot of noise, this is a nice soft shape.
It also has to do with what we chose to put in
the
it.
size of bean that you put in is going to change the noise level, but the
Popcorn
lenses work
popcorn
really
would sound
well.
louder.
Yeah. Or if you just really wanted to be crazy and noise doesn't bother you, you could put jingle bells in there.
One jingle bell would probably do. You wouldn't want too many, or maybe two. One or two.
It's a nice little thing to do.
It is. And then you can play some praise and worship music and
rattle to it, or just attach it to your child's shoe and then keep track of them in the house. Thanks for joining us this week.